Alright, here's a quick video showing my Android tablet. This is a Nexus 7 2012 model, old timer, and it has the Torque program on there, Android app. I've used this before on my HTC Desire HD. I also have it on my, whoa, where'd that come from? But anyways, I also have the same program on my phone. I'm using the Galaxy Note, the original one, and so I have the same program for here, so I'm not going to demonstrate on this. But anyways, I'm not moving, but if I was moving, it would show the speed here. I have it set up. You can set your dials up any way you want. The reason I chose this Nexus 7 was because it fit perfectly in the space here in the dash. This is just rubber here, keeps it held secure, doesn't move around. And normally it would show the fuel, but for some reason the either the car's not sending the fuel information to the OBD reader, or it's not it can't read it. It just can't read the fuel on there, so I don't worry about that. I also had the same problem when I had in my Jeep Liberty. And here you can see the revolutions. Try to keep the glare off the screen. You can see the revolutions. I get in close and rev it up a little bit. Okay, just revved it up. You can see the voltage, 14.8 volts. I'm using kilometers per hour because I'm in Germany, and you can tell by my gauge here, this Nitro is not going to go 240 miles an hour, so this is in kilometers, and of course the smaller ones are miles per hour. So this is just the reverse of what you would have in the US. In the US you would have miles at the top and then kilometers down there, but it doesn't matter. And of course here you can see my gas tank. It says 414 kilometers until empty. But anyways, you can also see the revolutions here. And then when I do it over there, you can see it. But the glare on here is, it varies, you know. Today is a cloudy day, but if you sit here, you can't really see it in the camera, but you can actually see it pretty good. But at nighttime, it's perfect at nighttime. It's not so bad. But you can see all your gauges. I also have more on this next screen here, and this shows what does this show? Shows the fuel system. I guess it did a check on the fuel system. It says complete, components complete, whatever components is, I don't know. The EGR system is complete, and here you can clear your fault codes off, but I suggest you don't clear any fault codes off your vehicle until you've had those problems checked out. Because I had a cylinder 2 misfire on my Jeep Liberty, and if you turned it off and turned it back on, it would work alright, but if you let it sit, it would misfire, and I would clear the code off. I don't know how many times I cleared the code off, so don't clear the code off until you've had your vehicle checked out by an authorized mechanic, just to save yourself a lot of problems. Mine ultimately cost me over 5,000 US, and I sold it in a couple months ago, and this is when I got the Nitro. But this Torque program is a good program. I don't work for the guy. I'm not advertising for him. I'm not making any money off of it. It's just a good program to have when you want to see things right here, you know. You want to see your coolant level, which I also forgot. It's at 68 degrees right there. Normally my coolant level, when it reaches 70 degrees, it's at perfect operating temperature. You can see a little gauge here. You can see a little gauge there. The horsepower, for some reason, it doesn't work on there. But some things can be read and some things can't. So I just accept it the way it is. The time there, today is January 11th. And down here you can see the coolant level. Well, the coolant temperature level, it's like almost midway. So once it reaches 70 degrees Celsius over here, it will be alright. And plus you have different things on this Torque app. You can check your fault codes here. You can click this little magnifying glass and it would scan and check your fault codes. And I have some add-ons here, which I have a knock detector, which I used one time. You have to find a straight piece of road and you have to gun it from 0 to 60, I think, and then it run a scan on it or some other stuff. And you can check your adapter status over here, and it shows you little green check marks. ECU is okay, and well, connection to ECU. Try to keep the glare off, but let me turn it off. What I'm using, if you hear that noise when the car started, this is a diesel. This is a 2.8 liter diesel. Down here is the OBD II reader here. This is just a Chinese made one. They say not to use these, but I've been using this one going on 3 years. This exact same one. Actually, I think I'm going to sell it on eBay tomorrow. Get me a smaller one because it's too long and it kind of hits me in the leg sometimes. But this is a good one, and they also sell little mini ones. You know, not much longer than the tip here itself. So this is a ELM 327 interface. It's a El Cheapo one. Cost me like €22. I'm for sure you can get it for the same amount, but in dollars, you know, cheaper. And it works all right. So maybe even newer model with newer firmware will probably give you more settings. I don't know. I'm not a OBD II expert. I've just been using this one 3 years. It gives me the information I need over there, and that's what I use it for. And whenever I need it on my phone, actually switched it to the throttle test on there, but I don't need that. But if you want to go to your, let me see, you can, there we go. Also have the same thing here. Takes a moment for it to all. So basically, I just cloned this. I copied the files. Thank God for Android. I just copied the files from here to over there to the tablet. And so it's basically the exact same layout. Almost. I just move a couple things around. So, and I use this too, but you can see the difference. If I get in position here, you can see the difference of it right here. The tablet is much bigger. Plus, I use the tablet for navigation. You know, I don't have to have anything hooked to the window, and it's a whole long story about this radio and all this stuff, you know, but but this is a good program, this Torque. So I'll put a link to it in the comments, and you can check the Torque out yourself. I think it's a free version and one you have to pay. I'm not for sure how much it is in dollars, you know, but it's a good app. You can use it, enjoy it. Maybe even find a problem with your vehicle. So this is Gregory Parker saying hello from Bavaria.